telling them happy birthday every year on their vehicle anniversary, asking them how they, if they're still enjoying their vehicle, asking them at that point, maybe a couple days after, you have any friends or family in the market, just those old school strategies, but using technology to do them so it's automated.
Welcome to the Matador Buscast. Tune in for everything you need to know to stay in the know regarding the automotive industry. Here's your host, Jason Harris.
Hey, what's going on, Podcast Nation? It is Jason Harris here, and thank you for joining me on a very special episode. This is going to be called the Buscast. The Buscast?
The Buscast.
Buscast?
Yachtcast.
We did the Yachtcast.
Buscast.
I've done planes, I've done trains, I've done automobiles. I have never done a podcast on a bus.
Big techs.
We are here in Dallas, Texas at the NADA 2023, and we're going to do a podcast. We're going to have some fun.
Yeah.
I got Josh with me. Josh, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up?
Long time no see.
Yeah.
About 30 seconds ago.
About 30 seconds this morning.
Hey, Josh, you know how I like starting off all these podcasts.
Origin story.
Yes, sir. Because look, no one wakes up one day and goes, hey, automotive industry, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So I love hearing it. I always think it's some great context. So what is the origin story, how you got started in the automotive industry?
Yeah, started at like 15, getting a job part-time at an auto parts store. That kind of grew into by 18, I have my own store for the chain, and then moving from there, we had a large commercial account that they kind of stole me away and went into the service side, and then went into a Chevy store and grew that store significantly through parts and service, and kept moving up to a little bit bigger stores, and I was always the younger guy in the stores, so always got like anything having to do with digital or computers, like, hey, just like let Josh figure it out, and like all the OEM requirements for GM for websites and stuff like that, I always kind of got pushed off on me.
Young guys always get that, right?
Young guys always get that. Yeah,
hey, you know something about this internet thing, right?
The intranets. Yeah, you know how to turn on you know how to push the power button. So you're the new digital guy, right?
Yeah, you know how to reset my fax machine, right?
Yeah. So or send an email, right? But yeah, so started always being the younger guy, kind of got more involved in sales, not just fixed ops. And had a good friend that got a general manager job at a store closer to town. So moved back home and started kind of doing more internet stuff there. And here I am. But really started that those stores started doing a lot of our digital marketing in house and customized everything and kind of self-teaching myself how it works. And we started really having really good success, compared to the vendors we were using. So thought I would, start offering that to other dealers. So
that's awesome. It's one of those things is once it gets in your blood, it's hard to get it out. It's the challenge, it's the fun.
Yeah, and when you're having to learn it to pay the bills too, like you're trying to maximize that budget you have set. For your own income, obviously, most sales, your commission, you're trying to get one more unit out for the same budget.
One more unit out. Yep.
It's, it kind of pushes you to learn and optimize,
Look, I appreciate your approach to marketing because it comes from some operational understanding, and I think we have a tendency sometimes of just kind of marketing for the sake of marketing.
Yep.
And you definitely don't do that. So let's get into marketing. Man, so many things have changed over the last 3 years. Things are, just insanely changing at a speed right now. But I feel like marketing kind of was on pause, and now it's coming back. But
we definitely
I've seen
some
smarter
hiccups.
stuff.
Yeah. Like on the agency, it kind of everything shut down COVID, then it came back, and then you had the inventory problem, and it's kind of definitely had some ups and downs. But yeah, it's definitely changed. I think it's. Not necessarily went to a place it wasn't going to go, but you just went there faster. Like we used to always, BDC, just like when can you come in, setting up right to an appointment, and you can't do that now. Like people are programmed to shopping at home. It's just, it's different. So you have to market to them a little bit differently.
Yeah, it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all scenario anymore. So let's get into that because I think that'd be kind of fun. Let's talk about what you maybe kind of forecast of being some of the best marketing messages that dealerships can execute right now to have a successful 2023.
Yeah, really giving the customer the option, and the way they want to buy a car. If they want to buy it at home and go through that process, or if they want it in store, or kind of a hybrid approach of both, and allowing them to make those options, on your website. Make it very clear with clear call to actions, and maybe walk through videos and giving them that option. And I see a lot of dealers they obviously fought that for a little while on the buy at home structure. And process. But, if you give the customers the option, it seems like more and more don't really want the 100% buy at home delivered to your door. They want a hybrid option, what they can do online, what they're comfortable, and let them do that. And then, come in the store and kind of finish it off conventionally.
No, I think that makes sense. Like, customers want choices.
Yep.
Look, we're all consumers. I don't know necessarily why we're surprised by this, but I mean,
everybody watching this probably has an Amazon account, right? And goes on Amazon and clicks,
I guarantee you, everybody that's watching this has had a flood of that coming in over the holidays, 100%.
Yeah, so kind of giving them the same, just like retail stores now, like Walmart, Target. You see that, buy online, you come in the store and pick it up. Kind of that same process, and allowing them to have that process, and going as far as they want to online, but having the option as well if they want to do everything in store.
And I think that's going to be a key message for this year. I think when you guys are thinking of marketing messages, like bi-weekly payments, okay. But no, look, I think people want to consume a message around process. And look, we don't have just one process, I think the fact that customers today, with the tools that many dealers have, they can take it as far as they want to go. They can do their research and then stop and come in. They can do their research and shopping and then stop and come in. They can do their research, shopping, and financing.
Yeah,
and then to come in, or hell, they don't even
up.
have to come in at all.
Yeah, and it's just letting them, stop that at where they're comfortable. Where everybody's wired differently. Some people are more technologically advanced than others, different generations. So just want to make sure, obviously, you're not, targeting just one, generation with your messages. That you allow that, or multiple.
Well, look, I'm glad that you brought up generations, right? Because I think sometimes, definitely at a lot of these conferences. I've seen talks around millennials, Gen Y, Gen Z, and what? At the end of the day, everyone's a consumer. I don't give a shit what generation that they're in.
Yeah, they just want a transparent, easy, easy process that makes it easy for them. That's how statistics say that people rather go to the dentist than a car dealership. That's we need to work on getting away from that. And it's really going to take every dealership getting on board to do that and make it an easy, transparent process, and allowing them to buy the car they want the way they want to. So
yeah, and look, I think anybody out there that's going to run a good, successful campaign, it is going to be a campaign around options.
Yep,
I think that resonates so much with the audience out there. It's like it's my choice. I get to choose. Right? But then I think though, for anybody out there that wants to take it even one step farther, I know for me as a consumer, and I don't know for yourself, I really get the warm and fuzzies when I feel like a brand knows me.
Yeah. When the message is targeted towards you, it's you're and even like you're saying, going back to the brand and how you view that brand is really comes back to communicating with the customer and where they're at in that process and the journey, and being able to target that to where they are, and what their mindset is when they're looking for a car as well.
Yeah, I want to be known. Okay, so I wear Lucky jeans, and I have wore Lucky jeans for 23 years, and which is by the way the best thing in the world, because whenever I do need new jeans, it's the same size,
what you're
same
looking for.
style. Okay, maybe not the same size. Okay, maybe I've changed it over the few years, but it's the same. And just I go in there, I pick it, it's great, But I go to ring out, and they know me. They're like, "Well, last time you got the 410s. Are you sure you don't want to try the new 440s?" I'm like, But there's this sense of when I go in there. There's a consistent process, and it has been for over 20 years. And, even for 20 years, they know. In fact, actually, it's one of the first things they asked me. Have you bought with us before? Can we pull up your previous purchase? Instead of just, you go to a jean store, dude. It's just an entire wall.
Yeah.
All right, of denim. I don't.
Not gonna try them
I don't know, right? I'm not going to try them on. I hate trying on clothes,
yeah,
right?
Same.
But I think that's the point. So let's get into process. And because I think what I was talking about, going to my jean store, is that there's a process.
Mm-hmm.
They first talk to me and pull up my information so they know what I purchased first, right?
Yeah.
So and that process makes me feel known.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of processes do you think dealerships can execute right now that can help their customers feel more known?
Say if it's an internet customer that had put in inquiry, started their deal online, it's really continuing that in the store. That if they've already, went through submitting their credit application, have an approval, have payments, that you don't start all over again. And I see that a lot. Like they'll have a dealer will have a digital retail tool. The customer does those processes we just talked about and going through the steps they wanted to online, but then they walk in the store and it kind of starts all over again.
Yep.
But you are, having that data and that information helps you, guide that customer through the car buying process, and that they've already done those steps. So using that data and everything you have for them, in your CRM or any of your platforms, that using that in your conversation with the customer and continuing the where they were at is the way to go, because you don't want to
it's a horrible feeling.
Yeah, you already
here I am. I've talked to you online many times. I'm making this 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever the size
I've already
of the
submitted
purchase
my credit
is.
application. I know my payments. I've done even like a cash offer my trade, and you get in and it just starts all over again.
Who are you?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Who are you?
Yeah,
and what were you looking
what were you
for
trading
again?
in? Yeah.
What was the trade?
How much down? And everything.
Let's just start the whole bloody thing all over
start
again,
all over.
right?
So yeah, just continuing that what they've already done in store, and using everything about them, in your communication. When it continues in store, when it gets
100%, 100%.
Yep.
Now, so in addition to, I think, just process, let's talk a little bit about people.
Yeah.
Because like my three favorite things to talk about, like people, process, and technology. So
Mm-hmm.
let's talk a little bit about people, because I got to be honest with you, visiting a handful of dealerships, actually we were together visiting a handful of dealerships recently, and we're coming off of a couple of years of just order takers.
Yeah.
And, I keep hearing people say, we got to get back to basics. But what are those basics exactly? Because the consumers change so much. The technology's changed so much. And the people are just, I don't know if they're trained for this, but I'd love to get your thoughts, man.
Yeah. So I mean, as much as those strategies that we always see, like use as an example, there's always that senior salesperson at the store that's been there forever.
Yeah, 100%.
That doesn't have to take an up and doesn't take an internet lead and still sells 20 plus cars a month. I think we need to all dealers need to automate what they've done to get there. Calling a customer on their birthday, doing their telling them happy birthday every year on their vehicle anniversary, asking them how they if they're still enjoying their vehicle, asking them at that point maybe a couple days after you have any friends or family in the market, just those old school strategies, but using technology to do them so it's automated.
Yeah, I love the fact that you bring up the referral, because I think the it's called I'm calling it the lost art of asking for the referral.
Open the phone book too, like
But I'm with you. I mean, there are definitely some amazing technologies out there that can really help us kind of even automate some of these processes and just make it that much easier for us.
Yeah,
So.
you think everything that those senior salespeople that the green peas are always wondering, like, why doesn't he have to answer the phone? How's he selling 25 to 30 cars a month and never taking an internet lead, never taking a up? If we can automate all of what made them successful. And all that long-term follow-up, then I think that's would save dealerships a lot of money on marketing. Obviously, we always need new customers, but keeping that client base and that loyalty.
Yeah, no, you're right. Look, marketing expenses, people expenses, it does make things a lot more efficient.
Yeah.
And for as a consumer, again, the byproduct is I'm feeling known. I'm feeling more connected to the brand.
Yeah. I mean, like work with some stores that obviously send a text to customers on their birthday. It's automated. Customers don't know that. It's very customized with their name, their vehicle, and everything in it. And you just see the replies, like the customers reply back. They obviously think it's a person taking the time to text them, which is great. But it's interesting the comments back. Oh my God, you remembered my birthday. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And it's those moments, those little moments that make a big difference. That customer, when they get that text, happy birthday, or it's been a year since you purchased your car, they're telling their friends and neighbors and coworkers and everybody else.
100%.
And that's the best kind of marketing that you can have.
Well, and it's those little things. I love the fact you said little things, because the little things make really, really big differences.
They make the biggest difference. Yeah. So, you can spend $100,000 a month on marketing, but just those little things are going to add up to that same, and they're not really don't really cost you anything. It's it's time consuming, but if you can you find a solution that helps you do that with automations, then
I'm with you. I've said it a few times in a couple different podcasts. I think this year and the next few years is just it's the era of automation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, efficiency and productivity.
100%.
Making your BDC, your sales agents, it's more productive with their time, taking those tedious tasks away from them.
Yeah. Hey, I know we're getting towards the tail end of our time, but before I let you go,
Yep.
All right, for everybody out there watching and listening right now who would love to connect with you and kind of follow along with your journey, what's the best way to do so?
You can just reach jabdigital.io. It's jabdigital.io. Or email me, Joshua, at jabdigital.io, and I'd love to talk to you guys about some processes at your stores and marketing, or just shoot the shit and
you're just a real car guy, man. That's what you are.
Yep.
Just a real car guy. Josh, thanks so much.
Yeah, man.
It's been a lot of fun.
Thanks for tuning in to the Matador Podcast with your host, Jason Harris. Be sure to check out the full podcast library at matador.ai to stay in the know. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.